Hello and welcome to Surf Progression Techniques. I'm your host, Chapin Kruder, and I just wanted to give you a quick example of how you can literally turn any size board, any type of board, if you use the correct technique. Over the years, I've observed a lot of my clients online, as well as my clients at my surf progression retreats, coming down to my retreats with a shorter board and explaining to me that they felt that it was necessary to go a lot smaller because they were having a lot of trouble turning their bigger board. Or they might have even gone smaller because they had trouble duck diving their bigger board. And I always say that, okay, that's fair. However, it's important to note that you can turn everything as long as you use the right techniques and you get your feet on in the right place on the surfboard. If you go down too quickly, you'll find yourself equally as frustrated because everything gets exponentially harder, which is where a lot of my clients online and in person find themselves when they drop down too soon, just because of one of those two reasons. Either they can't duck dive their bigger board, or because they want to start doing more radical turns and they're just not prepared for that size of board yet. So I always encourage everybody to taper down slowly, a few inches at a time. No, never going out and buying brand new boards, because as you start to progress faster and faster, those boards become obsolete. So always trying to rent new equipment, borrow equipment if you can, to really learn and feel what it's like to taper down and get accustomed to each size as you go smaller and smaller. But now let's break down the fundamentals of doing turns on any size board. And the fundamentals are foot placement and upper body movement. And as you can see here, Clyde Lenny is riding a giant gun of sorts. I think it's a 10-0, and he's preparing for his big wave competition somewhere. And as he comes out of this little barrel, he steps his foot as far back on the board as he can, which gains maximum control over that surfboard. Now you can do this on any size board and get a similar result. Obviously, he's a professional, so it looks really good when he's doing it, but you too can start to become the master of your surfboard by becoming conscious of how far back your back foot is on the tail. And most likely it's not far enough back when you go and attempt any type of turn or maneuver. So it's going to become very important that you become conscious of getting that foot even farther back on that tail to gain maximum control over it. So if you're riding a fun shape of sorts and you want to turn it, again, get your foot as far back as you can. If you're riding a shortboard and you want to turn it, you're going to get your back foot as far back as you can. And this is the process in which you can turn any board of any size, is just getting that back foot as far back on the board as you can, which gains maximum control over that surfboard. Now let's pay close attention to Kai's upper body technique. So as he comes out of the barrel, you can see his back foot step back right there. And his lead arm never crosses in front of his body as he approaches his frontside turn. So it's going to be really important for you as well. When you go into any type of turn, as you start your bottom turn process or as you move into a cutback, your lead arm always remains on the outside of your lead leg, hip, whatever you need to visualize. It remains on the outside of your body. And as you go into that turn, if you open your left palm and shoulder, if you're a regular foot like Kai is, and then your right arm kind of guides you through that turn, you'll find it exponentially easier to execute top turns and cutbacks if you follow these upper body techniques. So it's, again, getting that back foot as far back on the board as you can. And then as you go to approach your turn, don't let that lead arm drift out in front of your body. Keep a nice formed out shoulders, keep your chest open, your shoulders open. And as you start to execute your turn, turn that left palm and shoulder out and open, making it a lot easier to execute your turn. And then one more thing I'd like to announce is that I've created an online surf course for intermediate surfers called Perfect Your Pop-Up and Learn to Turn. You can click on this little icon here to learn more about it, but I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to help a lot of intermediate surfers break through the barriers that are holding them back, help them alleviate some of that frustration, and help them push through to that next level of more advanced surfing. So check it out here by clicking on this link, and thank you for watching. Surf Progression Techniques is always happy to help with anything that you may need help with. So please feel free to email me at chapin@surfprotechniques.com, and we can start working together in any way you need. Take care.